Hello again. It's so good to see you. I thought that we could have some more cozy time together. Would you like that? I know I would. I was thinking that I could read to you for a little while. I've been trying to practice reading out loud, really trying to find all of the parts of my voice. I would like to do a lot more reading, and I think this is a good way to get that done. So, lie back, sit back, do whatever you need to do, get really comfortable, and I'm going to spend some time reading to you. I thought that we could start with some Poe, Fall of the House of Usher. Are you comfy? Are you ready? Perfect. During the whole of a dull, dark, and sunless day in the autumn of the year, when the clouds hung oppressively low in the heavens, I've been passing alone on horseback through a singularly dreary tract of country, and at length found myself, as the shades of the evening drew on, within the view of the melancholy House of Usher. I know not how it was, but the first glimpse of the building, a sense of insufferable gloom pervaded my spirit. I say insufferable, for the feeling was unrelieved by any of that half-pleasurable, because poetic sentiment with which the mind usually receives even the sternest natural images of desolate or terrible. I looked upon the scene before me, upon the mere house and the simple landscape features of the domain, upon the bleak walls, upon the vacant, eye-like windows, upon a few rank sedges, and upon a few white trunks of decayed trees, with an utter depression of soul, which I can compare to no earthly sensation more properly than the after-dream of the reveller upon opium, the bitter lapse into everyday life, the hideous dropping off of the veil. He has really long sentences. There was an iciness, a sinking, a sickening of the heart, an unredeemed dreariness of thought which no goading of the imagination could torture into aught of the sublime. What was it? I paused to think. What was it that was so unnerved in me that contemplation of the House of Usher? It was a mystery, all insoluble, nor I could grapple with the shadowy fancies that crowded upon me as I pondered. I was forced to fall back upon the unsatisfactory conclusion that while beyond a doubt there are combinations of very simple natural objects which have the power of thus affecting us, still the analysis of this power lies among the considerations beyond our depth. It was possible, I reflected, that a mere different arrangement of the particulars of the scene, of the details of the picture, would be sufficient to modify or perhaps to annihilate its capacity for sorrowful impression, and acting upon this idea, I reined my horse to the precipitous brink of a black and lurid tarn that lay in unruffled luster by the dwelling, and gazed down, but with a shudder even more thrilling than before, upon the remodeled and inverted images of the gray sedge and the ghastly tree stems and the vacant and eye-like windows. I love the descriptions. I feel like it's easy for me to put myself there. I don't know, what do you think? Are you imagining it too? Good. You know, sometimes it's easier if you close your eyes and you just think about it and imagine it. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can be really present in the moment. I'm going to read a little bit more for you and get a little bit closer. Nevertheless, in this mansion of gloom, I now propose to myself a sojourn of some weeks. Its proprietor, Edgar Usher, had been one of my boon companions in boyhood, but many years had elapsed since the last our meeting. A letter, however, had lately reached me in a distant part of the country, a letter from him, which in its wildly importunate nature had admitted of no other than a personal reply. The Ms. gave evidence of nervous agitation. The writer spoke of acute bodily illness, of a mental disorder which oppressed him, and of an earnest desire to see me at his best, and indeed his only personal friend, with a view of attempting, by the cheerfulness of society, some alleviation of his malady. It was the manner in which all this and much more was said. It was the apparent heart that went with his request, which allowed me no room for hesitation, and I accordingly obeyed forthwith what I still considered a very singular summons. Do you want me to keep going? Are you feeling relaxed? Are you enjoying the time we're spending together? I know I am. I really like reading to you. I'll go a little bit longer. You keep relaxing. Although, as boys, we had been even intimate associates, yet I really knew little of my friend, and manifested of late in repeated deeds of munificent, yet unobtrusive charity, as well as in the passionate devotion to the intricacies, perhaps even more than to the orthodox and easily recognizable beauties of musical science. I had learned, too, the very remarkable fact that the stem of the Usher race, all time honored as it was, had put forth at no period an enduring branch. In other words, that entire family lay in the direct line of descent, and always, with very trifling and very temporary variation, so lain. It was this deficiency I considered while running over in thought the perfect keeping of the character of the premises with the accredited character of the people, and while speculating upon the possible influence which the one in the long lapse of centuries might have exercised upon the other, it was this deficiency, perhaps, of collateral issue, and the consequent undeviating transmission from sire to son of the patrimony with the name which had at length so identified the two as to merge the original title of the estate in the quaint and equivocal appellation of the House of Usher, an appellation which seemed to include in the minds of the peasantry who used it both the family and the family mansion. I like it so far. What do you think? Do you think that you would continue to be interested in hearing more of this story. Maybe some other stories. I think that we should continue doing this sometimes. I really enjoy spending this time with you, and I'm having fun. I'm having fun with you. So let's do this again soon. And I hope that you continue to have a restful day.